The second Venom trailer made some pretty big waves when it was released during this year's San Diego Comic-Con. It was an exclusive at the Sony Pictures panel, so for those not in attendance, the rumors were running wild as to what specifically appeared in the trailer. We actually did a breakdown on it based off of an account from one of those who did see it back when we were doing our coverage for the convention. But luckily the trailer has finally been released, and now everyone has gone to see what Eddie Brock's Venom looks like in a full body shot. And it's just as good as everyone was hoping for it to be. Aside from seeing Venom in his entirety, the trailer features a lot of other great content, a lot of references, and some Easter eggs that hint at what else may go down in the film. So today we're breaking it down with our list of the top 10 Venom trailer Easter eggs, which also includes references. Starting us off in at number 10, missing insignia. You may have noticed that Venom in the film looks a whole lot like the way he appeared in Todd McFarlane's 90s run with the character. From how Venom towers over other characters to his sickening tongue, that's pretty darn awesome. But you may have also noticed that he's missing a pretty key part of his aesthetic. There's no white spider logo on his chest. Now according to director Ruben Fleischer, this is because this Venom doesn't originate from Spider-Man. Therefore, there was no reason to have the white spider on his chest. IGN actually pointed out that the symbiote's look, sans spider, falls in line pretty well with the Ultimate Spider-Man comics version of Venom too. In at number 9, sonic waves. In the comics, one of Venom's weaknesses is sonic sound waves. Generally, they knock the symbiote off of its host. And while these days, sometimes Venom is ridden showing resistance to sonic blasts, it's typically been his main weakness for a long time. Now at one point in the trailer we see Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock inside of a lab with an MRI machine. The next few shots depict him squirming in pain, and there's a bit of a flicker effect on his body, with the symbiote flickering in and out. This looks a whole lot like what a real-life imagining of Venom freaking out over sonic waves would appear as when they initially hit, or if they were affecting him at a lower rate. Side note, we actually did a list on the top 10 Venom weaknesses that you should definitely check out after this video. Some of them may surprise you. In at number 8, Hong Kong. This trailer returns once more to the crash site that we saw in the previous trailer, except this time there's a new detail that's apparent. On a yellow van we see that there's Chinese writing on it, which means that the crash site is likely in China. During Carlton Drake's speech about his villainous intentions, we see shots of Hong Kong, Glasgow, and London. This suggests that perhaps the symbiotes all crashed onto Earth around the same time, and all over the planet. We know that since the film isn't exploring the symbiote's origin with Spider-Man, it will likely be diving into its alien origins from the planet Clintar. So perhaps Venom, along with the other symbiotes collected by the Life Foundation, all crashed onto Earth around the same time due to some sort of event that occurred with the Clintars. Perhaps they were evacuating their planet. While that may sound like a setup for the Venomverse, it's likely that the film won't be going in that direction just yet. Up next at 7, pizza. There's a clip in a scene in which we see Eddie using his symbiote powers for good, creating a shield to prevent some people inside of an apartment from getting hurt by bullets. San Francisco natives may have noticed a nice little detail about that shot though. So, the film does take place in San Francisco, as seen at the very start of the trailer. And in this scene, we see a pizza box on the table that has a label on it that reads Pizzeria Delfina, which is actually a really popular pizzeria in the city. That's not really a big Easter egg as far as the comics are concerned. It's cool to see that the art department actually tried to make the film feel like it was in San Francisco with details like this. And in case you're wondering, Venom was shot in New York City and Atlanta. Moving on to number 6, Space Shuttle. There's a few hints to a space shuttle peppered throughout the trailer. In one shot we see Venom dropping down, with what appears to be a space shuttle rocket ship preparing to launch behind him. Then in the epic shot where Carlton Drake's Riot and Venom are battling it out, we can see in the background something that appears to look like that rocket again. The word life on it is visible, and the letters FO, implying that it reads Life Foundation, and that perhaps Venom's intentions with the Life Foundation and fighting against it may have something to do with what this launch may entail. Considering Venom's origin is exploring the Clintar side of things, this does line up pretty well. And at number 5, the yellow symbiote. During a sequence where we see a few shots of the Life Foundation lab, we see a yellow symbiote swirling around in a containment tube. Many believe that this is referencing the Scream symbiote. She was one of the 5 Life Foundation symbiotes that were forcefully created from the Venom symbiote in the comics, and she's the only one who eventually didn't merge into the hybrid symbiote, a combination singular entity of the other 4 after Scream herself kills their human hosts. Now Scream's host was Donna Diego, who also ends up dying, and the symbiote had a unique ability because of Donna. Scream could extend her hair-like tendrils to lash out or encircle enemies. Eventually Scream is defeated by Eddie Brock in the comics. There is a woman in the trailer who appears to be making a weapon out of a symbiote on her hand, so could that potentially be Donna? The symbiote doesn't appear yellow though, so it could be one of the other 4 if they keep to the story. More on that in a second though. Up next, number 4, Lethal Protector. Speaking of Scream, this film is based off of the Lethal Protector story arc from the comics in 1993, in which the Life Foundation develops those 5 Guardian symbiotes. Riot is one of them, and we already know that Riz Ahmed's character Dr. Carlton Drake will be playing Riot, who is the symbiote we see Venom going head to head to near the trailer's end. But there's another character, an unnamed one that we see at the lab getting exposed to a symbiote. Could this mean that this character will either be Phage, Lasher, or Agony if they keep to the story, which are the other 3 symbiotes in the comic Lethal Protector? Now, Agony had a female host, so she's out. Definitely not this dude. But take a look at the color of the symbiote that bonds with this man. It has a slight blue tint to it, so perhaps they could be going for Lasher. Lasher was green, so maybe it's not all that much a long shot, or maybe it's a brand new one, who knows. Moving on to number 3, Agony. So that woman that we mentioned earlier that could potentially be Scream, the one tossing around symbiote projectiles? Well, let's explore the idea that instead of Scream, she's Agony. This would match up significantly better in terms of the color of the symbiote. Now in the comics, Agony's host is Leslie Gazneria, who works for the Life Foundation as part of the organization's security force. In this trailer, the woman is wearing a jacket that reads EMT on the back. Well, those two things are probably unrelated. The scene appears to take place in Hong Kong, so it could be that maybe she might have been on the scene where the Clintars had crashed, and she became an unwilling host that's let loose in the city rather than being Leslie. Or maybe they changed Leslie's story. People also think that the character may be the same woman that we see in the Life Foundation lab in captivity when Eddie Brock first breaks into it at the start of the trailer. But that's a bit questionable in our opinion. Also worth noting, and this is pretty cool, the symbiote blade that she uses is very similar in aesthetic to the T-1000 shape-shifting robot from the Terminator 2 film from 1991, which is a nice little reference. And at number 2, Face to Face. One of the most memorable moments in the trailer is when Venom comes out of Eddie's body, and looks kinda like a snake. He then looks at him face to face having a conversation with him. It's creepy as f***, and it's also taken directly from the comics. In the panels in which it happens, Brock is fighting against Venom over similar reasons as he is in the voiceover that plays over the scenes shown in the trailer, with Brock declaring that they're not a monster after Venom just feasted on some guy's brains. Brock throws up, and Venom tries to explain its loneliness, and its craving for completeness that feels like an addiction. This kind of behavior, the coming out of the host's body, is not totally unheard of for Venom. Venom often pulls himself off of his host's bodies to have a discussion when necessary. And finally, in at number 1, the prison. In one shot early on in the trailer, there appears to be a building that looks like a prison. Now in the frame, the camera is beside Eddie Brock's motorcycle, and the prison is in the distance. So what's so important about this building? Well, we do know that Woody Harrelson has been cast in the film for an untitled henchman role. Now this has many people speculating that he'll be playing serial killer Cletus Cassidy, aka the man the Carnage symbiote bonds with. At Comic-Con, the cast and crew were really tight-lipped about whether Carnage would be making an appearance in the movie, and did not confirm whether or not he'd be in the film, so that leaves that possibility still very open. Cletus Cassidy has a bit of a history with being in prisons, so maybe there's a connection there. Perhaps a setup for the second film? Alright, there we have it guys. Are you guys excited for the Venom movie? It actually looks really good, doesn't it? I'd be curious to see whether or not it'll eventually get sucked into the MCU once Disney officially owns all of the characters' rights again. Anywho, give us a shout in those comments below and tell us what you think about this trailer, and what expectations, or lack thereof, you guys have for Venom. If you dug this video, please spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more Venom, more Spider-Man, and more comic pop culture news and updates. Thanks for watching everybody, I'll catch you all in the next video.